After a month of use, I'm finally able to share with you my BLACKBERRY Priv review. So let's begin with the outside of the device. The most prominent thing of the phone is definitely the 5.4-inch AMOLED dual curved Quad HD display with an amazing resolution and pixel density of 540 pixels per inch, and I don't know really what that means, but it means that it's very sharp. And indeed it is extremely sharp, and I haven't seen any pixel on the screen. On the left side you see a power button, which is in my opinion kind of flush in the device, and on the right side you see the volume up, volume down and a mute key, and those keys are actually quite clicky. Maybe it's a production thing, some phones may be clicky on both sides, I don't know. What I also noticed about the buttons is that they are made of a silver painted plastic and they tend to scratch very easily. I only had the phone for a month now, and those buttons have many scratches. It's not a big deal though, but if you're a beauty fanatic, that might bother you. On the back you'll find a soft touch material called glass weave, as BlackBerry says. They had it on previous phones like the BlackBerry Q10 and the Z30, and it feels amazing. It's very soft, and it helps the phone stay in your hand and not slide out of your hand because it's quite big because of that 5.4-inch display. Other phones like the Huawei Mate S or Huawei Mate 8 have a very slippery aluminum type of material, and they slide out of your hands very easily, and that won't happen with the BLACKBERRY Priv. On the bottom you'll find a 3.0 micro USB port and a 3.5-inch headphone jack. Some people may think it's a problem if the headphone jack is on the bottom. It's not a big problem for me, I can deal with it. On the front you'll also find a front-facing speaker. It looks like the speaker is very big because of the size of that grill, but actually the speaker is only on the left side and it's only mono. It would have been nice if they included a stereo speaker in that huge grill, but maybe it's for a future phone, I don't know. Also very nice is that you're able to insert a micro SD card into the phone, and a funny fact is that you can insert SD cards up to 2 terabytes into the phone. To my knowing, there aren't any micro SD cards with 2 terabytes of storage, but if you need that, you can do that. And of course, the BlackBerry has a physical slide-out keyboard. And that keyboard makes it the only Android device that has a physical keyboard. But it's not just a regular physical keyboard, it's actually touch-enabled and acts as a touchpad. So what you can do with the touch-enabled physical keyboard is, for example, you can swipe through your home screen, or you can scroll through a web page or Instagram or Twitter, whatever you like. And that's not all, and as you see, I really like that feature, is you can swipe up from the keys in order to accept recommendations from words that the prediction tool offered you. You can also swipe from right to left to delete a word you maybe misspelled. And you can also scroll the cursor with the touchpad in between the words in order to add a certain letter or whole word. And that makes it an amazing trackpad. The BlackBerry Passport has the touch-enabled keyboard as well, but what I have to say and what I don't like about the physical keyboard is that it's very thin and kind of more mushy in comparison to the BlackBerry Classic or Passport's keyboard. So I've used the phone for a month now and I got used to the keyboard. I can nearly type as quick as I can type on the BlackBerry Classic, but it's just not as pleasing as writing with the Classic. It gets the job done because I cannot at all write on touchscreen keyboards, and that is why I really like the keyboard of the Priv. They just could have made it a bit more clickier. So let's continue with the inside of the phone, so the software. The BlackBerry Priv is running Android Marshmallow. Before that it was running Android Lollipop. With Android Lollipop the Priv had extreme heat issues as well as extreme lagging and just a slow OS. And something I want to clarify is that with the Marshmallow update those issues were totally fixed. Yes, it does sometimes get warm if it's under heavy use, But other than that, it's very, very good. So I don't know much about processors that are inside of a phone, like how fast they are and how much RAM they need to operate at a certain speed. I don't know anything about that. I just judge phones by how good they work. And the Priv really runs smoothly and fast. BlackBerry is always known for its own apps that they had on BlackBerry 10 and also BlackBerry OS 7 that is running on the old Bold devices. So those are apps like the calendar, the BlackBerry Hub on BB 10 and for example the to-do list app. And they included some of their own apps in their Android operating system, as well as some new apps. One of those new apps is, for example, DTAG, which helps you monitor your security level of your Android phone. You know, BlackBerry is always known for its awesome security and encrypted devices, and no hackers are able getting into their devices. And with Android, of course, there's a lack of security somehow. And with DTAG and all those apps, they want to keep the phone secure and they want to keep the name they have for their security devices. And I think they implemented that kind of nicely in the operating system of Android. Of course, it's not as good as on BlackBerry 10 or BlackBerry OS 7, but it's definitely better than other Android devices. So as I said, one example for that is DTAG, which lets you monitor your security level on your phone. It shows you if your security level is low, medium, or very good. And it monitors that by seeing if you have a password lock or screen lock, or if you enabled some location services or maybe allowed some apps to use your microphone. And if you did that, of course, your security level won't be the best. DTAG also allows you to change the permissions of the apps that you have installed on your phone. So for example, if they're able to use your location, if you allow them to use your microphone or your camera. And you can turn that off in the app itself. They also implemented some features into the dual curved screen, into that little small curve. And one of the features is the productivity edge. In the productivity edge, you can quickly see if you have any to-do lists, if you have new messages in the BlackBerry Hub and so forth. To be honest, I don't really use the productivity edge because I can easily swipe up from the bottom to enter the hub, or I can swipe down from the top to see my notifications. So I think it's just a feature that is a bit too much or a gimmick. Another feature they implemented into the dual curved screen is a little bar that lightens up if you charge your phone, and it indicates how much you've charged your phone. BlackBerry has also implemented their BB Hub of BlackBerry 10 into the Android OS. And what is the BlackBerry Hub? It summarizes all your notifications that you get in one specific location, so you don't miss any notifications you got. It does that by collecting notifications from WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, or your SMS. And also, you can directly from the app create new emails or Twitter posts or WhatsApp messages. I love the BlackBerry Hub on BlackBerry 10 because the hub was very nicely integrated into the software. So you could open messages or you could create new messages, new Instagram posts without even leaving the BlackBerry Hub or entering a new app. But on Android it's kind of different, and that is kind of sad in my opinion, because if you create a new message or if you open a notification, you get taken out of the BlackBerry Hub and into the Twitter app, for example. So now you're out of the app and you have to reopen the BlackBerry Hub in order to see your old notifications. And I think, in my opinion, it's just too much of a hassle and makes things too slow. Also, the BlackBerry Hub sometimes is kind of laggy and not as fast as it was on BlackBerry 10. And a problem I have is that the WhatsApp messages don't appear as read if I read them directly in the app. Other than that, I like that there's at least an app that collects all my notifications and I don't have to search through every app in order to find a notification that I accidentally swiped off in the top menu. So let's continue with the cameras. You have an 80 megapixel camera from Schneider Kreuznach on the back side and a 2 megapixel front-facing camera. Yes, I said it right, Schneider Kreuznach, it's German. The 80 megapixel camera features a dual LED flash, which is good for your skin color if you take a photo in the night with the LED flash turned on. I was only able to take some pictures in the sun, and those pictures look very, very good. They look very, very sharp, and they also have a lot of blur, or how the photographer would say, bokeh, in the background, and that makes some decent photos. Of course, in low light, those pictures get a bit mushier. And in general, the picture quality isn't the best in its class, and something like the Galaxy S7 is much better, front and rear. The front-facing camera, I don't know what it is. It's something about BlackBerry. They always include crappy cameras as front-facing cameras in their phones. So if you take pictures with that camera, they will look soft, they won't have a lot of color in them, and they just aren't good. Maybe they're good enough for something like Snapchat or some selfie, but otherwise I wouldn't use it. Again, phones like the iPhone 6s or the Galaxy S7 have much better front-facing cameras. In the video segment, the back camera is actually quite good. It is able to record 1080p at 60 frames per second and 4K at 24 and 30 frames per second. If you record at 720p or 1080p, you're also able to add the optical image stabilizer, which makes the video very, very smooth. So actually, I recorded that whole sequence about cameras with the BlackBerry Priv's camera at 4K and 24 frames per second. Leave a comment in the comment section below how you like the quality of this video. So that's it for this week's video and for the BlackBerry Priv review. Leave a comment in the section below how you like the phone and how you like this video. Give a like if you liked the video and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to stay updated with the newest videos, mostly BlackBerry videos. There will be a new video coming next week, so stay tuned until next week. See you then, bye.